Mrs.POOMPAVAI, Department of Statistics. Today's topic is about what is meant by statistic and statistical inference. First, we are going to know about what is meant by statistic. Statistic is a branch of mathematics that focuses on the collection, analysis, interpretation and presentation of numerical data. Its main purpose is to make accurate conclusion using a limited sample about a large population. The term statistics comes from the Latin word that stats means political state or government. It was originally used by kings to gather information about land, agriculture and population and military. Next, statistics is a crucial field that encompasses all aspects of data collection and analysis, enable the selection of appropriate methods and the use of appropriate sample for effective results, thus enabling informed decision making based on the collected data. Statistics are a crucial tool in our daily life, used in both working place and everyday life. They help to analyze marketing strategy, work distribution, grocery store purchases and financial decisions. They are helpful us for understand the world around us, making sense of all the data and its implementation. For example, in our day-to-day life, health insurance encompasses uses statistics and probability to predict the likelihood of a individual spending rupees or more on health care each year, and actually use factors like age, medical conditions and a current health status to estimate the probability of this spending. For example, in traffic, engineers utilize statistics deciding whether to add or remove to monitor city roads to improve traffic levels, traffic flow. In weather forecasting, the statistic is held for heavily relies on statistic, particularly probability to predict the likelihood of various weather events such as rain, snow and clouds in a specific areas. Forecasters often use phrases like there is a 90% chance of rain today between any time or after, for example, for after 5 p.m. to indicate a high likelihood of rain during the specific hours. Next is statistics, types of statistics. Statistics are divided into descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Here the descriptive statistic is about to describe the data, and where the inferential statistic help to make prediction from it. Inferential statistic use data from a sample to generalize the population. Inference means guess is used to make inference about the population using various statistical analysis techniques. Next, what is descriptive statistics? Here the descriptive statistics is briefly explained. Descriptive statistics is a statistical branch that focuses on summarizing, organizing and presentation data in a meaningful and concise manner. It aims to provide a clear summary of a dataset's main features and characteristics without making generalization or inference to a large population. This summary includes measures like central tendency, dispersion and distribution shape. Descriptive statistics also involve graphical representation through charts, graphs and tables such as histogram, bar chart, pie chart, scatter plot and box plot to aid in visualizing and interpreting the information. Descriptive statistics can be useful for two things mainly. One is for providing basic information about variables in a data set and highlighting potential relationship between the variables. The third one is graphical or pictorial methods are measure of the third most common descriptive statistic that can be displayed graphically or pictorially. It is useful to summarize the data in graphically. Next, it is the only make statement about the data set used to calculate them, and they never be beyond your data. For example, the descriptive statistics, here the examples are monthly income considered a sample of 50 individuals and their monthly incomes are given here. Here we have the monthly income of 50 individuals only. Here the descriptive statistic is used for to make the data description about the income. Here we calculate descriptive statistics as mean. Mean is calculated by add up all the incomes and divided by the number of incomes. This is the mean. Next, for range, calculate the difference between the highest and lowest income is the range. Here the highest range is 4,500 and minimum income is 2,500. So here the range is the difference between these two values are 2,000. Next, for standard deviation, the square root of a variance is the standard deviation. Here the variance value is 4,430 something. So its standard deviation is 2,105. This calculation provides descriptive statistics that summarize the central tendency, dispersion and shape of the data in these examples. Next is about inference statistic. Statistical inference is a method of analyzing and making a conclusion from data subject to random variation, also known as inferential statistic. It is used for hypothesis testing and confidence interval and helps access the relationship between the dependent and independent variable. The purpose of statistical inference is to estimate uncertainty or sample to sample variation, providing a probable range of values for the true values in the population. The inference statistic is a crucial for examining data and making accurate conclusions. So it aids in interpreting research results and aids in future prediction for various observations in various fields by providing inference about the data. The inferential statistics are widely used in different fields such as business analysis, artificial intelligence, financial analysis, fraud detection, machine learning, share market and pharmaceutical sectors. Here the next is about the importance of statistical inference. Here these are the some of the importance of statistical inference widely used in the applications. Next is about the example of statistical inference. Here from the shuffled pack of cards, a card is drawn. This trial is repeated for 400 times and the shoots are given below. Here the solution for some inferential statistic is given here. By statistical inference solution, total number of events is 400. Then the probability of getting diamond cards is the number of trial in which diamond card is drawn is 90. So therefore the probability of diamond card is 90 by 400 is equal to 0.225. Has same expect for spade, the number of trial for the spade is 310. Therefore the probability of expected spade is 310 divided by 400 is 0.775. Next, the basic concepts of statistical inference are theory of estimation and testing of hypothesis. Here the theory of estimation is about estimation in statistics is a process used to calculate the value of a population from observation within a sample size. It provides two types: point estimation and interval estimation. The main purpose of estimation is to determine the truth value of an object or function within a population, which can be determined using a sample of the population. For example of estimation in statistics is using point estimation in a population parameter such as sample standard deviation, mean and variance to determine the population sample. Next, what is point estimation? The point estimation is used to estimate the value of a population parameter from random sample of a population. They use the sample data of a population to calculate a point estimate or a statistic that serves as a best estimate of an unknown parameter of a population. For example, the average height of a random sample can be used to estimate the average height of a larger population. Next is about interval estimation or confidence interval. A confidence interval is the mean of your estimate plus and minus the variation in that estimate. This is the range of values you expected your estimate to fall between if you redo your test with a certain level of confidence. For example, researchers studying high school basketball players' heights use a random sample and a mean height is 74 inches. This point estimate is limited in its usefulness as it does not reveal the uncertainty associated with the estimate. Here the confidence interval provides more information by establishing a confidence interval using the sample's mean and standard deviation and assuming a normal population. The researchers arrive at an upper and lower bound that contains true mean. that is confidence intervals such as 95%, 99% and 98% of the time. Assuming the interval is between 72 inches and 76 inches, if 100 samples from the population are taken, the mean should fall between 72 and 76 inches in 95 of those samples. When interpreting research findings, researchers need to assess whether these findings may have occurred by chance. Hypothesis testing is a systematic procedure for deciding whether the result of a research study support a particular theory which applied to a population. Hypothesis testing uses sample data to evaluate a hypothesis about a population. A hypothesis test asks to how unusual the result is, whether it is reasonable chance variation or whether the result is too extreme to be considered of a chance variation. For example, the task involves determining the relationship between students' intelligence percentage and academic performance percentage, require the formulation of a hypothesis and testing it based on that hypothesis as an example for hypothesis testing. Thank you.